Bundy hosting the BeerLife Sports Expert Show. Let's get right into it. We're going to start with your questions that you sent us on Instagram. Question number 1. This is from Jake Willis at JakeWills_02. How do you feel about Tom Brady over under 39.5 passing attempts? If my question is on the show, I'll put my $100 on whatever you decide. Razor, what do you got?
Well, Jake, we appreciate you bringing the questions. Your $100 is very important to me. So I'm going to go ahead and give you this play with the under. Last time they played, week 12, Tom Brady attempted 41 passes. So why am I going to take the under this time? It's simple. The game script should be different. Even though I think Kansas City will win this football game, there's no way they're going to be down 17, right, Callie? So that's going to eliminate the opportunity to throw a ton of passes. We want to see Leonard Fournette have the ball more. We need to keep Pat Mahomes off the field if we're going to bet this game, and we're going to take the under. I'm going under 39.5. $100 for you, sir. Why don't you vend me $100 as well while we're at it? Thanks a lot, Jake. I appreciate that.
Sounds good, Razor. Okay, moving on. Question number 2. Sammy Sedovia. Sammy, I'm sorry if I butchered that, but this question is, what do you think about Brady and Mahomes combined passing yards over under 627.5?
Yeah, that's a big number, 627.5 yards. I'm just going to call him Sammy Sosa because I don't want to butcher this guy's name. But here's the deal. I like under attempts for Brady, but I'm going to go over total passing yards, okay? We can see a lot of these big-time wide receivers. Mike Evans. How about Mike Evans, God Chriswin. I like that nickname. That is from the guru of fantasy football, not Chris Godwin. We call him God Chriswin. I also like Tyreek Hill to go deep. These are going to be big-time throws, 50, 40 yards down the field. That's going to help bring that number over the total. Over 627.5 for Mahomes and Brady combined.
Good stuff, Razor. And also good question, guys. And remember, when you send us your questions, and if we read them on this show, you get $100. It's super easy. All right. So as we can tell from your answers to those questions, Razor, you are going against the GOAT and backing the Chiefs. But we have a new guy to this week's show who I'm pretty sure doesn't see it the same way. Welcome, conspiracy theory guy. Oh, who is this guy?
I appreciate the intro, kind of. I consider myself reality theory guy, not necessarily conspiracy theory guy. And yes, I don't agree that the Chiefs are going to win this game. That I don't think they have a chance. I think, to me, Roger Goodell is Vince McMahon. It's the WWE. It's staged. It's scripted. Tom Brady, the refs. I mean, we can get into it in more detail, but the refs are going to be on Brady's side. I mean, this is already a done deal. The shirts are made.
First of all, Callie, who let this CTG jabroni on our show? I mean, look at this guy. He's got a picture of Tom Brady in sweatpants. I mean, did you not realize what transpired, CTG, in the wild card game last year when the New England Patriots and Tom Brady fell apart? Where were the referees there? Where was Goodell there? I mean, come on. Every single person like you I hear at the sports bar, the game is fixed. Everything is rigged for Brady. Listen, you're going to have to bring some serious facts here to the show if you want to debate me. Come on.
That's not a problem. That's all I got is facts. So let's talk about that game. That doesn't count. It's not the Super Bowl. I said the Super Bowl is rigged. So you didn't even hear what I had to say. First of all, the Super Bowl is rigged. And Tom Brady, first of all, the ref in the game is Carl Sheffers. He's 1-0 all time in Brady Bowls. He in 2016.
You're going to use a sample size of one game to make your point.
Well, he's the ref of this game, and he's 1-0 in Brady Bowls. So he's 1-0 in Brady Bowls. He had three horrific defensive holding calls that allowed the Patriots to continue drives and Mr. Brady continue his drives. And I mean, 3 more possessions in a Super Bowl, that's massive. And that's what's going to happen here. We see it all the time. Not only are the refs against the other team, but so are the coaches. So is the other team. I mean, look at the 2 worst play calls in the history of the Super Bowl. Pete Carroll, one of the greatest coaches in the NFL, literally from the 1 yard line. You have Russell Wilson, you have Marshawn Lynch, beast mode, the most unstoppable running back for a yard, and you throw a slant. And don't even get me started with Dan Quinn and Kyle Shanahan's play calling on second down with 4 minutes left in the Super Bowl. It's a done deal. They're up 8.
Okay, all right. How do you explain the plus 550 New York Football Giants beating the New England Patriots? How do you explain yet another mediocre New York Giants team beating the New England Patriots, and a very average Philadelphia Eagles team led by Nick Foles beating the New England Patriots, all led by one Tom Brady? Where were the refs there? Where was Goodell? I mean, come on.
Did the NFL not do everything in their power to get rid of probably the league MVP and Carson Wentz and put in Foles? I mean, they did everything in their power.
Are you serious?
They did everything in their power.
Come on.
And you know, the Mannings are NFL royalty as well. That's a tough one. That's NFL royalty. The Mannings can win Super Bowls.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're going to throw out the theory that the Kansas City Chiefs are all going to get COVID because of all the people they're associating with down in the Super Bowl. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I mean, are you going to throw out a theory that he was the guy that gave the players cutting their hair COVID? I mean, this guy's out of his mind. Why is he on here, Callie? I do not like conspiracy theory guys. I hear him at the sports bar all the time. Oh, I lost my bet because it's fixed. Listen, buddy, this is a real conspiracy theory, guys. Bettors out there, bet the game responsibly. Don't listen to someone like this telling you it's rigged. Callie, I mean, where do you stand with this nonsense?
From where I stand, Razor, I think that conspiracy theory guy is ultimately just really upset that Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback to ever play the beautiful game of football, still can do high fashion modeling ads wearing sweatpants.
He looks good back there.
Yeah. And looks amazing and is getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to wear sweatpants and high fashion modeling ads. And conspiracy theory guy, the only thing he gets to do in his sweatpants is sit at home on his couch or in the sports bar and argue with everyone.
You kind of just made my point for me. Do you think anyone wants to see Pat Mahomes modeling sweatpants?
I do.
I don't think so.
I do.
No, I don't.
I do.
Nobody does. Callie doesn't.
All right. We're not going to argue about That's correct. Okay, so before you go, conspiracy theory guy, we're going to move on to what everyone wants to know about. How do we make money on the Super Bowl? What do you guys got?
Well, let's let this jabroni go first. This guy, let's get him out of here. Let him go first, and we'll move on to some real data. Go ahead.
That's true. We should give the people winning bets first. I totally agree with you. So I will give you what I like to call the Brady bets. My Brady Super Bowl special bets. These are straight cash money. You want to make money, these are the best. These are the bets to make. Bucks money line, clearly, plus 145. Bucks plus 3.5. There is 100% going to be a roughing the passer call. It might have been called already. Who knows? I mean, it's going to be called in the locker room. You sniff Brady. He's getting a roughing the passer call. That's a given, and that's at plus 100. That's a nice bet. Obviously Tom Brady plus 240, Super Bowl MVP. He's probably going to win a Lifetime Achievement Award after the game as well. And my favorite bet of all, first player to be seen on camera during the national anthem. Like Callie said, the beautiful Tom Brady, minus 150. Take that to the bank.
Yeah. All right.
For the record, I didn't say the beautiful Tom Brady at all. Those were your words.
Those were your words.
I've got a thing for Tom Brady. I'll take responsibility for that.
All right. Now, how about you, Razor? What are you going with?
All right, let's play some bets that have logic behind it. We all know I love my money lines, and the big play for me is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line. The value is there, minus 165. We talked about this last week, Callie. The only time you got Kansas City this low was 2 weeks ago when they beat up my Buffalo Bills. They are going to do it again. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers should not have beaten Green Bay. Okay, they shouldn't have done it. All right, let's just start with that. Green Bay but they did, and I will give everybody credit who took Tampa for that. But here's the deal. I have a stat for you, conspiracy theory guy, and all of you people that support the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Green Bay is one of the worst third down defenses in the league. Kansas City is ranked number 3. I feel like Brady is not going to be able to do the things he did on third down last week, or I should say 2 weeks ago against Green Bay. He will fail to convert those big third downs, and Kansas City money line is your big play. Now, if you want to hedge, I'm going to hedge myself small on Tampa Bay plus 7.5. That's right, on the alternative line. I'm going to pay minus 200 for that, but I still don't have confidence in Tampa Bay covering under 7. Let's go 7 and a hook. Let's lay the 200. Tampa Bay plus 7.5, alternate line. Kansas City money line. Of course, these numbers are going to be different at every shop you search. Here's another prop bet I absolutely love, and that is Leonard Fournette over 3.5 receptions. For those that don't know, Lenny Fournette is the leading receiver the last 2 playoff games for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is the leading receiver against New Orleans and Green Bay. You're going to pay minus 190. Of course, depends on the shop, for over 3.5. Listen, guys, I think we may see that by the end of the second quarter. By halftime, we could see Lenny 4 receptions for 36 yards. Game's over. You've already won your bet. The other one, the fun bet I love, is over 1.5. The words Bill Belichick used by either Romo or Nance. You're going to pay $1.60, maybe $1.50, depends on where you shop. But I think Bill Belichick's name will be brought up at some point during the broadcast. And the big one for me, the big prop bet that you're going to lay a huge number on, okay, minus 300. It keeps going up, so bet it now. No special teams or defensive touchdowns. I do trust Tom Brady. I do trust my man, Pat Mahomes. And I love the kickers and punters in this game as well to avoid that special teams or defensive score. I'm going to lay minus 300. It's a big price tag, but I do not think it's going to happen. And those are logical bets, CTG. Shotgun,
I believe,
whatever the heck you call yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Conspiracy theory guy. I believe that last line from Razor was aimed at you. I'm going to give you one last chance to rebuttal him on that. If you have anything left you'd like to say to defend yourself.
Listen, you guys can go ahead and bet Razor's bets, and that's fine, but you'll be sorry. Watch close Super Bowl Sunday, and I'll be right. Period.
Yeah, and personally, I hope you are right, because I actually am. I'm a real Brady fan, though. I'm not a conspiracy theory fan. So personally, I hope you're right. But thank you for joining us today, and I hope maybe we get to see you again.
Maybe.
No, we don't want to see people like
the fans will definitely
just
want to
this
see
guy with his Brady nonsense, his picture. Go ahead, do what you do with the picture and get him out of here. All right. Thank you for joining us. All right, he's gone.
The Oracle takes a commanding lead. After winning week 1 versus Dr. Locks, he now wins week 2 as well. 7-3 on the week and up over $3,000. Dr. Locks, on the other hand, continues his skid. 10-25 on the week and down $8,000. The Oracle leads by over 18,000. Dr. Locks continues to get annihilated by the NBA, going 5-15 in the last 2 weeks. You may want to try another sport there, Doc. The Oracle, on the other hand, has found his groove with the NBA, going 9-5 over the last 2 weeks. Clearly, his algorithms are getting dialed in. The Oracle may have a commanding lead, but never count out the Doc. We've seen him surgically work his way out of a hole before, and I wouldn't expect anything less from him this time. As promised, we are now going to hear from both competitors. First up, Dr. Locks.
Hello, I'm attending Dr. Gary Capshaw, and I am not reading off a teleprompter. And on behalf of Dr. Locks, I'm here to address recent critiques of the Locks medical practice after losing 70% of our patients over the last 2 weeks. We've experimented with every surgical method. Straight bets, moneyline parlays, 3-team teasers, betting on the Knicks, fading ourselves. None have proved fruitful. For that, the Locks team would just like to say, shut the f*** up! Neither I, nor our unpaid residents, nor Dr. Locks himself will ever apologize for continuing to drain Friday Beer's bank accounts by firing off rogue and unresearched wagers. If you want to wear the lab coat, you're going to have to pry it out of Dr. Locks' cold, lifeless fingers! For the love of medicine, Locks will rise again or all for the love of medicine, Locks will rise again, or all of you can suck it. Bucks +3 this weekend.
Wow. Okay. That was aggressive, but losing a lot will do that to you. Now, let's hear from the Oracle.
I've been beating Vegas for 20 years, okay? You think I'm afraid of Dr. Locks and his bullshit picks that he gets from his fans? We're killing him because we're better. And we're going to keep being better every week, so pay attention. We have an algorithm. It works. It's been working for 20 years. It's been beating Vegas. It's been beating the mob. It's been beating anybody who wants to bet against me. So you know what? I brought my talents to BeerLife Sports. I brought my talents to the Disciples. And I'm going to keep bringing winners for whoever wants them. Okay? And Dr. Locks is just a speed bump on the way to the moon.
There you have it from the legend himself. Stay tuned next week as these two competitors continue to square off. All right, we have one last fan question, Razor, which is kind of exciting because remember, every time we read one of these fan questions on our show, they get
$100 cash money.
$100. That's right. So at AJ Frenchman, you've got $100 coming your way. And this was his question. There are roughly 64 active quarterbacks in the NFL. Where would Callie fall over under 39? Razor?
Well, let me just plug Callie Bundy, by the way, because if you haven't seen her throw a football, you need to find her on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. This young lady can throw the rock. And let's talk about quarterbacks that I think she'll be better than. Well, I'm going to give my guy Mike Lombardi credit for MVP Mitch. That's Mitch Trubisky. He made up that nickname. I absolutely love it. I'll take Bundy over Trubisky. Listen, the worst quarterback in the NFL this year, her guy now, because we know she's a New England Patriots fan. How about Cam Newton? Ooh, was he bad? Probably the most disappointing starting quarterback in the NFL this year. Bundy over Newton. She's probably a little bit better than Brady, maybe at this point. I think because Brady's 43 years old, I'm taking Bundy over Brady. Hey, I got you right in the middle. I'm gonna put you at like 17.6. How about that? I think she's right in the middle. She can throw the rock. Please look at her stuff. It's unbelievable. Where would you put yourself?
I think, and thank you, that's like very generous of you. I'm going to maybe take Brady off the list, but I'll actually echo your sentiment and say that my dad, who has never given me like undue credit, I'll say, he's, if anything, growing up playing sports, I used to wake up to notes after my games of things that I needed to improve on. And almost never did it include things I was already doing well. So he like never gives undue credit. But actually, after watching Cam a few times this year, for the first time ever, he looked at me dead serious and he said, Callie, I don't mean any disrespect to you, but you could go out there and hit his receivers better than he could. And he said, I'm not even making a joke.
Yeah. I mean, balls thrown in the dirt from 7 yards out. You're not doing that. You're slinging the ball at trash cans 45 yards down the field. You're hitting targets at 50 yards. I mean, listen, I'm telling you, watch her throw the football because I can do about 5% of what this lady can do. I'm very impressed. And yes, I have you at 17.6 overall as our best quarterback in the NFL.
Wow. That's pretty good. I wouldn't put myself that high personally because I'm always very hard on myself, right? So I feel like maybe I would most likely die if I took one hit. So that puts me like the best quarterback is the healthiest quarterback, right? So that one would be me. So I would maybe last the play and then I would be dead. So I don't know how useful I would be to everyone. So I'm not a good person to answer that question. All right, Razor. So this is very exciting. Super Bowl Sunday, we are going to be unveiling a new gambler to BeerLife, the Big Tuna.
The Big Tuna. Bill Parcells is coming to BeerLife? What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Big gambler. So we love sports betting here at BeerLife, and part of what we do is to scour the earth. We bet, we bring the best sports bettors to you. So we brought you the Oracle, and Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to be introducing now the Big Tuna. He's up $40,000 all time, Razor.
Well, I'll tell you what, he better be better than Dr. Lux, because that guy is someone we don't want to represent and endorse here at BeerLife Sports. But I'm excited for the Big Tuna. I'm going to look at his plays on Sunday. Sunday's the greatest day of the year, right? I mean, we're looking at all the trends, the odds, the weather, the entertainment. Big Tuna, welcome to BeerLife Sports.
Yes, and we're going to reveal his Super Bowl picks on Sunday right after the show. And of course, you don't want to miss those. And everyone that is watching this right now, all 12 of you, is that an over under for 12?
Hopefully the over.
We want you to keep asking questions. And remember, guys, keep sending us your questions, because if we read them on this show, you get $100, and we're going to DM you and we send you the money via Venmo, I believe, but you get $100.
My friend Randy Moss would say, straight cash, homie. Let's remember that, Randy Moss.
All right, so big Sunday, guys. I'm Callie. This is Razor. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Cheers to the Beer Life, and we'll see you next week.
Good luck. Go Chiefs.